Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic, Mataji. I would like to hand over the call to Halika Mataji to give brief introduction about her grace Sobha Kishori Mataji.
Thank you, Shravanti Mataji. Hare Krishna, all the assembled devotees. Dharmat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Before handing over the call to Her Grace Sobha Kishori Mataji, we wanted to give a brief introduction so that we can have a better appreciation of the speaker. So, Sobha Kishori Mataji is a disciple of Holiness, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Thanks to the Association of the Devotees at Houston in the year 2003, she quickly eased her way into Krishna consciousness and now has been devotedly serving Sri Radha Mir Madhav along with her husband, His Grace Damodar Sharan Das. She is actively involved in many outreach efforts in ISKCON Houston, and that's why many conditioned souls owe their journey in Krishna consciousness to her. One of our Bhakti Sangha senior devotee went on to say, I owe everything to her, and in fact, she has taught me so much by her example. She is my Guru Mata. Mataji is also known for her impeccable deity worship, beautiful garland making, sumptuous prasad making for visiting sannyasis, and so much more. Her humility and sincerity in her service is most striking for many to see, and those who know her close experience it for themselves. She not only preaches the message of simple living by thinking, but also tries to live it every moment of her life. So, thank you so much for joining and giving us a lecture today, Mataji. So we are eagerly waiting. So please, we are handing over the call to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, everyone. I really don't deserve all the things Mataji has said. Like anybody else, I'm also trying my best to practice Krishna consciousness. And thank you very much, Mother Vinaya, for giving me this opportunity to serve in the form of giving this Bhagavatam class. So let me, please allow me to chant the Mangalacharan prayers, and from there we can continue. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Lakshmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Tapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Upakaramayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadikam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagaspati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Nishabhanu Sukhi Devi Pranamami वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यो एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, so I beg for the blessings of the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and all the devotees who have joined us to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Bless me to have to speak something that will be useful for all of us and is in alignment with the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So today we are going to start with the chapter 18 of Canto 4, the first verse. So since we are beginning this new chapter 18, which is called Prithu Maharaj Milks the Earth Planet. So before we move on to this new chapter, let's see what has happened so far with Prithu Maharaj very briefly. So Prithu Maharaj was born by churning of King Vena's body for the second time. The two arms of him was churned and a couple was born. They are Prithu and Archie. King Prithu is the plenary expansion of the power of Lord Vishnu, and Archie is the expansion of the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. So all the sages and the assembled sages and the demigods during this process of churning were assembled in, and all the denizens from the upper planetary system could recognize this particular personalities who have come from the body of Vena are none other than the Lord and his feminine energy. And so they offered praises and prayers to him, and then they coronated him as the king. So Prithu Maharaj in turn offered them various gifts and praised them adequately. So Vidura continued to inquire Sage Maitreya. Now, since King Prithu was enthroned, why King Prithu was angry with Mother Earth and why he wanted to kill her. Why did she take the form of a cow, and when she took the form of the cow, who milked her, and what was the receiving part of that milk? So once Prithu became the king, all the citizens came forward and put their plea in front of them about how their life is very miserable. They don't have enough food grains to eat. Their life is very pitiable, very distressed. So hearing these things from the citizens, King Prithu became so unhappy, and then he wanted to kill the earth. So seeing the anger of the king, Mother Earth started to run, and King Prithu followed her with bow and arrow. she kept running, but then Maharaj Prithu kept following her. So she took, in fear, she took the form of a cow, and she continued to run. But Maharaj Prithu was not gonna stop. So see, he was also continuing to chase her. Then finally, the planet Earth understood that he is not gonna give up. So she stopped and turned back and pleaded with the king to not kill her, and started to give reasons, why he should excuse her, that she is a woman, and then she, he already helped her, pull her out from the Garbhodaka ocean, and she is one of the strong boats. She is considered as a strong boat who holds all of us, the entire world that she is holding up. So King Prithu replied to her reasoning, saying that, yeah, you read all of that, but then you didn't do what you're supposed to do. You took the share of the yajnas, but you failed to produce sufficient food grains, which you are supposed to do. That is your duty. Once an offering is made to you by yajna, then in return you're supposed to give. But you didn't. You failed. So you are punishable, and there is nothing wrong or there is no sin in killing such kind of a people. So planet Earth now decided, okay, now what to do? King Prithu is so determined. So she said, okay, to pacify King Prithu, she started to offer prayers to him. And but still, King Prithu is not satisfied. And so we are going to continue into chapter 18 now, and which is King Prithu milks the Mother Earth. And so let's see a brief introduction or a summary to this chapter, and then we will start from verse 1. So the king's still not satisfied, and he is very angry. So she says, like, I have no choice. I have to somehow or other convince him, otherwise he's going to kill me. So she begs, she says to the Lord, oh my Lord, please pacify your anger and hear me, please hear me patiently. So she opens her heart to the Lord, saying like why she didn't produce the food grains, how she's overburdened, she's neglected, and then she suggests the Lord, King Prithu, that he should she would surrender, and then she would give the food grains, provided that the king would arrange for a calf, an appropriate milking pot, and an appropriate milkman to milk the cow, milk her, who was in the form of a cow. So then she would provide all these food grains back. So King Prithu now is satisfied or pacified, and he does the proper arrangements to milk the earth in the form of a cow. So he then first transforms Swayambhuva Manu into a calf, and he milks all the herbs and grains that he wanted, so he could now feed his citizens and make them all happy, so his kingdom could flourish. And then, so seeing this, all the other people of all the planetary systems, lower and upper, everybody, they also wanted to take advantage of this opportunity, and they also wanted to get the or milk the essence from Mother Earth. So all the sages, they came together, and then they transformed Brihaspati into a calf, and they milked all the Vedic knowledge. Similarly, the demigods, they came together, and then they made Indra into calf, and they derived Soma nectar. And the demons made Prahalad into a calf, and they got all, varieties of liquor and beer and that sort of thing, what the demons like. And in the residents of Gandharva Loka and Apsara Loka, they made Visvaso as the calf, and they milked the musical art and beauty. The inhabitants of Pitraloka transformed Aryama into a calf and they milked the food offered to ancestors called Kadya. And the inhabitants of Siddhaloka and Vidyadharaloka, they made sage Kapila into a calf and they milked the yogic powers, you know, like Anima, Nagima, Prapti, these kind of like mystic powers. And the residents of Kinpurusha Loka made demon Maya into a calf, and they also milked mystic powers, but those are like disappear at their world from a place, and then they can appear in another place, and then they can transform there or change their forms. So that kind of mystic powers. And the yakshas and the rakshasas, the ghosts and the hobgoblins and all those people, they made Bhutanata, the expansion of Lord Shiva, Rudra, into a calf, and they got all the beverages made out of blood, you know. And the cobras and the snakes also, you know, they didn't leave the opportunity either. So they made Takshaka snake into a calf and they milked the poison. And the four-legged animals like cows made Nandi, you know, the bull, the Vahan of Lord Shiva, into a calf, and they got all the green grasses, and the tigers they got the flesh, and the birds made Garuda into calf, and they got all the insects and the grasses and the plants, whatever the birds would eat. And then the trees, all the trees, they made banyan tree into a calf, and they got all the delicious juices. And the mountains made Himalayas as a calf, and they got all the minerals. So like this, all the people, including the king and everybody else in the planetary system, they all got what they wanted from Mother Earth. So after this, the king princess was completely satisfied, and he provided all the things that he got from planet Earth to his residents, and then everybody is happy. And as per the suggestion of Mother Earth, he leveled the earth so that when it rains, the water is held, and the produces are grown properly, healthy, and all that stuff. So he planned all the cities and the villages, and where the mountain needs to be, where the land needs to be flat. Everything he planned, and he founded many villages, towns. He built big forts. He had a separate area where the cowmen can live, and everything. He is the first person in the history, you know, who brought a planned arrangement to the planet Earth. So like every city or every has this city planning and development commission, you know, who plans the entire city. But the whole thing started by King Prithu. Before that, Prabhupada says in his purport that nothing was planned. You know, people built wherever they want, whatever they want. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like coordinated. So it was King Prithu who was the first person who did this. Now let's go into, this is a brief introduction for this chapter that we are going to go into, called Prithu Maharaj Milks the Earth Planet. So let's start with verse number 1. Maitreya Vacha Ittam Pritam Abhishthuya Rusa Purithadharam Punarahavanidita Samshabhyatmanam Atmanam. Translation. The great Saint Maitreya continued to address Vidura. My dear Vidura, at the time after the planet Earth finished her prayers, King Prithu was still not pacified. and his lips trembled in great anger. Although the planet Earth was frightened, she made up her mind and began to speak as follows in order to convince the king. This verse doesn't have any purpose, so let's see what verse 2 is offering. Sanniyacchābhyo manyam nibodashavidam cha me sarvatah saram nadatte yatha madhukaro buddhah. Translation: My dear Lord, please pacify your anger completely and hear patiently whatever I submit before you. Please turn your kind attention to this. I may be very poor, but a learned man takes the essence of knowledge from all places, just as a bumblebee collects honey from each and every flower. Let's see what 3 has the purpose. Verse number 3. Asmin loke atavamushmin munibhi sattvadarshibhi drishta yoga prayuktasya pumsam shreya prasiddhaye. Translation: To benefit all human society, not only in this life but in the next, the great seers and sages have prescribed various methods conducive to the prosperity of the people in general. Purpose: Vedic civilization takes advantage of the perfect knowledge presented in the Vedas and presented by great sages and brahmanas for the benefit of human society. Vedic injunctions are called Shruti. The additional supplementary presentations of these principles, as given by the great sages, are known as Shruti. They follow the principles of Vedic instructions. Human society should take advantage of the instructions from both Shruti and Smriti. If one wants to advance in spiritual life, he must take these instructions and follow the principles. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami says that if one poses himself as advanced in spiritual life but does not refer to the Shrutis and Smritis, he is simply a disturbance in society. One should follow the principles laid down in Shrutis and Smritis not only in one's spiritual life but in material life as well. As far as human society is concerned, it should follow the Manusmriti as well. For these laws are given by Manu, the father of mankind. In the Manusmriti, it is stated that a woman should not be given independence, but should be given protection by her father, husband, and elderly sons. In all circumstances, a woman should remain dependent upon some guardian. Presently, women are given full independence like men, but actually we can see that such independent women are no happier than those who are placed under guardians. If people follow the injunctions given by the great sages, Shrutis and Smritis, they can actually be happy in both this life and the next. Unfortunately, rascals are manufacturing so many ways and means to be happy. Everyone is inventing so many methods. Consequently, human society has lost the standard ways of life, both materially and spiritually. And as a result, people are bewildered. There is no peace or happiness in this world. Although they are trying to solve the problems of human society in the United Nations, they are still baffled because they do not follow the liberated instructions of Vedas. They are unhappy. Two significant words used in this verse are asmin and amushmin. Asmin means in this life, and amushmin means in the next life. Unfortunately, in this age, even exalted professors and learned men believe that there is no next life and that everything is finished in this life. Since they are rascals and fools, what advice can they give? Still they are passing as learned scholars and professors. In this verse, the word amushmin is very explicit. It is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will have a profitable next life. Just as a boy is educated in order to become happy later, one should be educated in this life in order to attain the eternal and prosperous life after death. It is therefore essential that people follow what is given in the Shrutis and Smritis to make sure that the human mission is successful. So, here in this purpose, Srila Prabhupada is giving us the solution on restoring our failing society. We boast that our civilization is so advanced. We, crossed to the iron age, where people were living very primitively. We have evolved. Now we are having comfortable lives. So we say that our society is civilized. We have advanced enough. But according to the Shastras, what is a civilized society? They say a society where people are happy, are content and peaceful. That sort of a society is called a civilized society, where the consciousness of the people are evolved. It is not just about the development of the material comforts, having faster and quicker transportation, or having big palatial buildings, making skyscrapers, or nowadays we get all these. We are so advanced in the sense like we don't even have to cook. Everything is like packaged food we get. You just put it in a microwave a minute or two, and then you can eat. And there are even some things where people can just get a capsule. You just swallow the capsule and you're done. You don't even have to eat a meal. So it's just that we boast that we have made such an advancement in medical sciences, So we also acquire information, like anything you want to know about anything or about anyone, in seconds we can gather the information. It's all on the fingertips, on the phones, and on the internet. We both that we have a best defense system. So many things we can keep giving as examples. But with all these things we have now, are people happy and peaceful? No. Why? Because all these so-called advancements have made people, the people are disconnected from themselves. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada mentions in this purpose that the whole human society is lost. They lost the standard ways of life. We are becoming like more and more artificial, superficial, ingenuine. We are in constant hurry, Anybody, I have no time, hurrying, running, all the time running. So where are we running? We are running towards death very fast. There seems to be no time for anyone, for anything, even for the loved ones, Forget about the loved ones and the near ones, but even for our own welfare, we don't have time. We don't even consider what is best for us. So nowadays, people are so fascinated by false prestige, this fame, money, and everything that we see on the internet. We think that is the life, and we try to imitate that. Everyone wants like instant gratification. By hook or crook, let me have some pleasure right now. It doesn't matter what my actions are going to cost me later. It doesn't matter. The later part doesn't exist anymore for us. Right now, do this, enjoy, or suffer. So we are only interested in prayers. We totally ignore prayers. So like I said, that the civilized society is where the people are happy. So there is nothing wrong in seeking happiness, but we are seeking this instant, short-lived pleasure. So this this is what um, um, the problem is. So according to the sages and the planet Earth here in this verse, so looking for praise only and ignoring the shreyas is not intelligence. Um, so Srila Prabhupada writes that if the advancement in human civilization means to live happily and peacefully right now in this life and also later, you know. Prabhupada says Asmin this life and Anushmin next life. So we have to um, invest our time um, in the welfare of our continued journey towards the next life. So we can't just be short-sighted and see right now, and that's it, nothing more. Um, so, um, like when we talk about the next life, most people these days, they don't even believe that the next life exists. They don't even believe that after I die, there is a life, that we continue on. Even the people amongst those who believe, how many of us actually give thought to it, like really think like, okay, I have the next life, how it would be, what nobody gives a thought. Even like people from India who believe in reincarnation, who believe in life after death, like we also like me also like all I was taught was like, okay, get good education, get good job, get married, have a nice family, have a nice home, and that's it. Like we were never taught beyond that. Most people's lives are centered around this very narrow conception of life. Just eat, um, acquire bank balance, live a luxurious life, and that's it. What about further? What is the purpose to the life, and what happens after you die? I mean, none of us, at least like before coming to Krishna consciousness, I never thought. But I thought like, okay, we do the same monotonous things. We get up, we eat, we do this. It is going on the same thing, but I never put that thought to like, what will be my next life? How it will be. Am I responsible for the situation that I will be putting in my next life? No thought, no information, no knowledge. We are not educated on that. So for people to have this kind of short-sighted conception about life is because of lack of education about it. So Srila Prabhupada writes in here at the very end of the purport, just like an young boy, how he goes to school and gets an education so that he can have a good livelihood and be happy in the future, one should also be educated in this life to attain an eternal and prosperous life after death. So he says prosperous life after death. So what type of education is Srila Prabhupada talking about here? He's talking about the Shrutis and Smritis. But how do we get educated in Shrutis and Smritis, Basically, let's see like how a person or a child gets an education. There are the primary thing that comes to everyone's mind is that going to school and studying is the only way to get educated. But it's not the only way to get educated. The family and the society also has equal contribution, for a person's growth. So let's look at the school system. In our school system has our educational system entirely has become a money-making business, right? Instead of it being a service-oriented business, serving the community, serving the nation, it has become how we can make money out of this. We feel, okay, do this course, become an engineer or become a doctor, you will earn good, this much money. And then after that, you take loan for this amount of money, and then you keep paying the debt. So it's an endless cycle of misery, that you put yourself into. Yeah, and in the school, all the things that are taught is like how to make money. No more, teachings of ethics or moralities. All those things are not anymore in the school system. When I was growing up, moral science was part of the subjects that we are supposed to read and pass the exam. So out of all the subjects, history, geography, math, whatever science, we also have moral science. Beautiful period in a school day where you get to hear a lot of stories which teach us, how to live, how to be happy. But right now, it's not there. The school students do not even know what moral science is. Even the family. So forget about now, the school system, going to educate our children about how to live happy. No way. And then we turn towards families. It is a big chaos. Families are very disoriented, very disconnected. Parents, mom and dad doesn't live anymore together. There are so many divorces. Children are raised by nannies and daycare employees instead of moms and grandparents and aunties and uncles and cousins, which used to be the way how the children grew up in those days. Even back like 30 years, people were having this what do you call it, united family. Now it's become like nuclear. Everybody lived together with grandparents, like cousins and everybody. So it was a happy atmosphere. Mm, the children were given affection, the children were given confidence, and all those things are missing now. There is nobody, to show them. Um, this is the right thing to do, this is the wrong thing to do by example or by stories. Nobody tells these stories anymore. So you think that if we ourselves don't have the time for our own children, would the paid nannies or the daycare employees do that for our children? No, come on. Why would they do that? Why should they? So the family is gone, the school system is gone, and then we fall on the society. I mean, if the primary thinks our own family cannot care for us, how do we expect our extended family or friends or relation to care for us? Everybody exploits each other. That's what it is. Mm, even like Papa is mentioning here, like I thought of this exploitation, and Prabhupada is mentioning that the women should be given protection all the time. But in the name of independence, women are exploited. The women is exploiting the men, and men are exploiting the women. So it's a business of exploitation that's happening right now. But all these people are doing to be happy, but they don't know what is the right way to do or right thing to do to be happy. That's the problem, because we don't have proper education. We don't know how to do things to be happy. We exploit, we cheat, we do all these things which will not bring us the happiness, but that's what we do because we aren't educated properly. So Prabhupada has established this International Society for Krishna Consciousness to educate, systematically educate the human society. He teaches us how to lead a responsible life and be happy in this life and also in the next. So here Prabhupada, like what is responsible life means? Responsible life means having control over the senses. But controlling the senses is not about denying, oh no, don't do this, don't touch that, don't see that. don't eat that. It's not about don't, or not. It's all about allowing the senses to enjoy higher pleasures. So automatically we will leave behind the lowly pleasures. In Bhagavad Gita it says, right, Vishaya Vinivartante Niraharasya Vihana Raso Varjam Rasopyasya Puram. So the taste for the sense object is going to be there. We are human beings. Um, the nature is that the taste for the sense gratification, for the sense object is going to be there. We just have to transform the object. That's it. So if one can experience a higher taste, then automatically the taste for the lower pressures are removed from our lives. So when we in Srimad Bhagavatam also it said, right, Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashavairagyam Jnanam Chayata Haitukam. So by rendering this devotional service to the Lord, whatever Prabhupada has given us this process of Krishna consciousness, one can Janayati Ashu, one immediately, quickly one can acquire Jnanam, Airagyam Jnanam, the cosmos knowledge and detachment from this world. Once we are detached, then we are not bothered with. So how do we then begin this process of devotional services Prabhupada has given? He has given this process, he has given the steps, he has given us everything. So how to begin? The primary element of this devotional service is about hearing about and glorifying and chanting the names of God. Shravanam and Kirtanam, particularly in this Kali Yuga, it is recommended and it is said in the Shastras, Hare Nama, Hare Nama is a Kevalam, Kalanastiyeva Satiranyata. So, this by chanting the holy names of the Lord, this Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are cleansed from all the dirt, all the unwanted desires. Everything is cleansed. Then we could see, or we would be able to transform our, our need for seeking low pressures into seeking higher pleasures. So we could engage in the beauty of this devotional service is that we can engage all of our senses in the service of Krishna. We can, instead of eating karmi food, we can eat prasad. Instead of seeing worldly attractions, we are given the opportunity to see the beautiful form of the Lord at our home or at the temple. We are given the opportunity to hear beautiful music about the glories of Krishna and Radha. So this process is a happy, joyful process where you don't have to give up anything. You don't have to change the position where we are right now. We just continue wherever we are. We just have to transform our interests. That's it. So Prabhupada has given this process, which is very simple, that anybody could easily follow if you have the strong desire to become happy. Like it said, the purpose is like the intelligent person would try to be happy in this life and also in the next life. So based on this method, and then by Prabhupada's expert advice, so we should get convinced about the um, cruelty of this world that we are living right now, and then how we should recognize how there is a need for us to be happy, but we should all recognize the proper way or the process to become happy. And by recognizing that, we can, come. We are already in Krishna consciousness by great mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees who have extended themselves to help us and brought us to this process right now. So, but with the help of each other, by encouraging each other, helping each other, supporting, giving inspiration to each other, as a family in the Society of Krishna Consciousness, we all can, advance. So I would stop here, and again, thank you for giving me the opportunity. If there are any suggestions or corrections, please feel free to share your thoughts.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Very, very beautiful class, Mataji. Yeah, thank you so much for enlightening us on this topic. You have given very nice summary of the last chapter and this chapter. Thank you so much, Mataji, for a very detailed explanation. So, Mataji, I have one question. So, you are talking about Smriti and what was another one, Mataji?
Shruti.
Right. So, how do we get the interest to follow that Smriti and Shruti? Then, how do we get that, Mataji, for the new people to get into the contact of the books of the Srila Prabhupada? How do we make them get that interest, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Let me tell my own example. I was telling before, I grew up in India, and so we were religious people, and we know what Bhagavad Gita is. We know who Krishna is. We knew all of it, but we didn't know what the purpose of life is until I came to Krishna consciousness. So the Prabhupada's books are the hidden treasure in this Kali Yuga that we are living right now. So if we are able to get access to it, there is no good fortune like that for us. But the good fortune we were able to tap into by the distresses that we faced in our life. So we had health issues and we were so distressed. So we were seeking relief from that. So we were going to temples, that and this. That's when we got into the association of the devotees. So for new people, association of the devotees is the best way, to get the encouragement to read Prabhupada's books, to appreciate, the knowledge that Prabhupada is giving over there, which would tremendously help us, which will pull us out of this material world and eternally situate us at the shelter of Radha and Krishna, so to speak. So when we started to come to Krishna consciousness, and then we met the devotees, and then we had all these questions. The devotees are so kind. We used to have this Bhakti Diksha programs in Houston. Right now also we have many all around the town, city here in Houston. So we used to go to these home programs, and then these home programs are so designed in such a way that it's not like a big public place where in the temple or anything where you're so shy to ask questions. Like here it's like a very family-oriented setting, very few people, where you can open up your heart and ask questions. So that's how we started to ask questions, and then we got the answers. we were so amazed how the devotees are so knowledgeable. So at the time, Advait Chandraprabhu and Kalasada Mataji, they used to conduct these programs, and then every question that me or my husband asked, he had an answer to it. I was like so amazed. How is it possible? Like, answers for everything is available with these people, you know. So it kind of encouraged me, inspired me. So every week I used to look forward to go so that I could clear my doubts, clear my concerns that I had, you know. So the association is the best way for a person to get interested, you know, like, because each other can encourage, you know, okay, here is what Prabhupada's saying, or if we have a question, we ask somebody, then they right away answer, then we are inspired. Okay, let me also read, let me also, you know. So I think, but this is my humble answer, but if any other devotee has anything else to share regarding this, please do.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing your experience, your personal experience. And yeah, Mataji, so true, with the devotee association itself, we can get that, you know, kind of confidence in Krishna consciousness, and also the books of Srila Prabhupada. Only because of devotee association we can get read together and we can understand more about it. Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing your personal experience. And yeah, so true, Mataji. Devotees has, you know, for every question they have answered, and they have so much of patience to understand, to, you know, to explain us, even though we are like, you know, kind of asking so many times the same question, but still they, you know, gives us very nice explanation for that question and make us satisfied, go home happily, not with the confusion mind. So true, Mataji. Really very fortunate to have this association in the shelter of Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Is there anybody having any more questions or realizations that they want to share? Okay. If there are no more questions and realization, we would like to end the call here, offering the obeisances to Mataji and all the Vaishnavas. Mataji, we are very fortunate to have you on the call, and we are looking forward for your session more in future, Mataji. And I would like to offer obeisances to you and all Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyayev jagatana pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Har Grace Sobha Kishori Mataji ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji.
All glories to Srila Gurudev. All glories.
This session is no longer being recorded.
All
Thank you
glories
so
to all the devotees.
Thank you so much, Mataji, once again for the.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.